everyone, it's Debbie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today I have a what sold video for you. I'm going to share 20 items that sold this past week, which was May 9th through 15th. It was a Sunday through a Saturday. But before we get started, I need to announce the winner of the inventory giveaway. And I just want to tell all of you guys once again how much I appreciate you. I am just overwhelmed by the amount of kindness and positivity that everyone shows. Thank you so much. I am going to insert a clip to announce the winner. I used a random YouTube comment picker and I had it filter by the word shop. And if you look in the top left-hand corner, right at 9 o'clock on the dot, I hit the start button and the winner is Sherry Kirby. Congratulations, Sherry. I could not be happier. When you see this, leave a comment down below, or if I don't hear from you in a day, I will leave a comment for you and I will get this box of inventory right out to you. Congratulations. And if you did not win this month, be sure to tune in the 15th of every month. I am absolutely committed to doing this month after month. And what I would like to know, where would you guys like for me to source next month? I could go to the bins, to the regular Goodwill store. I can order some liquidation and share some of that. Discount store. Let me know, if you don't mind, in the comments below where you would like me to source for you guys next month, and I'll see what the majority of the people say, and that's what I'll do. Started. I sold a total of 43 items this week for $1,121.67. And again, I sold more on Poshmark than on eBay. On Poshmark, I sold 34 items, which was $923 of my sales. And this week was a little bit challenging because I had to move all of my inventory into storage. Everything. We have really a neat opportunity as a boy in college that is coming to our town. He got here on Saturday to do an internship, and so we volunteered our home for him to stay here this summer. And the best space for him would be upstairs because there's a big bedroom, a living area, bathroom, and everything. So that meant I had to get all of my stuff out. So it basically took the entire week. I listed nothing this week, but thankfully I had a good base of items, so I still had decent sales for not getting anything listed. This next week, hopefully, I will have a lot more listing time. The first thing that I sold was a new brand to me, and I found this at the regular Goodwill. It was a pair of Melissa McCarthy 7 jeans in size 18W, and I love getting plus sizes. These jeans looked really nice, and so I hadn't heard of them, so I thought I will run some comps really quickly and look them up. And they sold really well for great prices. And so I decided to go ahead and get them. They were $8.78 and they took 17 days to sell. So I think this is a good brand to look out for. I will have some, on one of these sides, some sold comps to show you some of the prices that this brand sells for. This pair sold for $30. My earnings were $21.54. I paid $8.78 and my profit was $12.76. And as I was preparing to make this video, I was looking at the comps. I was like, I probably could have gotten a little bit more, but I'm still really happy with it. Then the next item was a pair of Levi's 505 size 34, and I picked these up at the bins about 4 months ago, so it was in the middle of winter, but I normally always pick up Levi's when I find them at the bins because they can be great sellers, and certain Levi's can sell a lot better than others. And so again, I did a little bit of research on them, and I did some sold comps of what was just in and what sold quickly. And for the women's, what I noticed was the wedgies and rib cage are really good sellers for high amounts and they sell quickly. Then also one called Mile High, which I hadn't heard of before, so I will know to look out for that. There were also overalls and short alls. Then a new line to me that I hadn't heard of was made and crafted. So I looked up that on the Levi's website, and it looks like a pretty high-end Levi's brand. I'll post some information on the side about that brand, but it looks very nice. It had a high price tag. A lot of them said sustainable, and so I would definitely look out for that made and crafted, and a lot of high rise. In the men's, when I looked up those, what sold quickly and for high amounts were also the made and crafted. Vintage, a lot of men's vintage Levi's do well, the orange tab, some of the silver tab. I even saw one pair that had Mickey Mouse on the leg, and those sold for $100. So always check out your Levi's because they can sometimes be worth a lot of money. This particular pair was worth a little bit of money. I spent $1 at the bins. My bins is 99 cents a pound, and they were right at a pound. I sold them for $15. My earnings were $9.54, and my profit was $8.54. So I am great with that. Then the next one was a new to me brand, but the sell-through rate was excellent. I just did the sell-through rate again today to see what it was. And there are 8 of these Neff swim board shorts with rubber duckies on them. So 8 are listed. I counted up how many had sold on Poshmark, 68. So that is excellent. When you see a lot of sales and not as many listed, that means that will probably sell quickly. So you want to always have more solds than listed to make sure that it is something that will sell. And this pair was a size small in men's, which is a little harder to sell. Had it been a larger size, I would have held out for more money, but I accepted an offer for $17. I got back $13.60. I paid $4.85 at Goodwill about 4.5 months ago. So I bought it in the winter because I knew I wanted to list it then when I could find it and have it ready to sell when summer came. And my profit was $8.75. Then I've continued to sell a lot of swimsuits, and a couple of the good brands that sold well for me were, one was Blue by Rod Beatty, and this brand has consistently sold for me over and over for a good amount. This one sold for $48. My earnings were $35.94. I paid $1.32, and my profit was $34.62. And then another swim brand that has been great for me, selling at a good amount, was the Becca. And this was a crocheted bikini, really pretty, and it sold for $40. My earnings were $32. I paid $1.32, and my profit was $30.68. And both of these took quite a while to sell. I listed them probably 3 to 4 months ago, and I just had so many swimsuits to sell that I listed them all early so that they would be ready to go. But those were 2 pretty good ones. One other good one, week after week I keep selling Ralph Lauren swimwear, and this top was a high neck halter tankini. It sold for $25. My earnings were $17.54. I paid 66 cents, and my profit was $16.88. Then the next one was the Free People Twilight mini dress in size large, and I purchased 10 of these from Fox Liquidation. I'll pop my code up again if anybody is interested in purchasing from them. And this one, so I bought 10 of them at $38.88. So I put in $388 to purchase these, and the first few ones I sold for really great amounts, like around $125 or so, and then there has not been a lot of activity. So I got an offer for $85, and that was less than I sold the others for. And so I didn't really want to take it, but then I sat down and looked at the numbers, which is what I have to do often. If I sell one for a higher amount, then I'm kind of stingy and I don't want to sell it for less. So I have to sit down and really look at it and think if it would be a smart business decision to actually sell it for that amount. And I looked at it, and I would profit $29.12. And I thought, that is a pretty good profit, because if all 10 of them sold for $85 and I made a $29.12 profit, I would end up making overall $291 in profit. And since these were all the same, all I had to do was take a set of pictures of one of them and then ship them. It's probably no more of an hour work for $291 profit. So I was like, yes, I'm taking that. And then I had a mistake. And this, I think, is part of the issue of cross-listing on a lot of platforms. It is great because you get so much exposure, but I had not experienced selling things at the same time on multiple platforms. I thought, oh, there'll be time. But it happened. I had these Bryce wrap flats and nothing had happened on them for a long time. They had just been sitting, and I sold them on both Poshmark and Mercari. But the Poshmark one came in first, so I thought the fair thing to do is cancel the Mercari one. So I felt so bad, and I apologized to the person, but I only had one left, and so I could only send one out. So that was not good, especially since I'm new on the platform. But it sold for $70. My earnings were $56. I paid $31.10, and my profit was $24.90. And I believe I had 3 of those, and I think, yes, they are definitely all sold now. Then the next one was a pair of Free People Nicola heel booties. And this one I probably should not have accepted, but I was right in the middle of moving all my inventory, and I was like, I don't want to put all of these shoes in storage. I'm just going to accept anything that comes in. And so I got an offer for $49 for these boots, and I took it without really even thinking about what the profit was. My earnings were $37.70. I paid $32.40, and my profit was $5.30. So I did not lose money, but I did not make very much money, but these probably wouldn't sell during the summer anyway. And so at least I got my cost of goods back and $5.30. And when I looked at all of the shoes, I bought all of these shoes in November, and a lot of them had really great profits. So if I look at overall how I have done on that liquidation purchase, I have done excellent. And even if there were a couple that I lost money on, I would be okay because I made really good money on quite a few of them. Then the next one was an item that is probably the item that has taken the longest to sell ever. I have had these boots for 6 years. My sister gave them to me to sell, and she was just really nice, just gave it to me, did not even expect for me to give her any money back for it. So I'm going to though. But these are the Guess Stud tan leather mid-calf heels, and they were so nice, and they did not look worn at all. They still had a price tag on the bottom of them for I think $295, and I listed them and they just got no attention at all. Then I sent them to ThredUp. They didn't sell on ThredUp. I got them back, listed them on Poshmark, on eBay, and finally they sold for $38. My earnings, or what I'm sending to my sister, is $27.94, and 100% of that is profit. Then if we move on to eBay, I only sold 9 items on eBay. I'm doing a little experiment on eBay because my sales have just plummeted on eBay. Like, I always thought, oh, I can always sell at least $1,000 a week on eBay, no problem. But somehow it is just not going well. And I thought, I have a lot of listings that are old. I had like 200 and something audiobooks that have been sitting for over a year. And I thought, oh, it's just fine if they just trickle out, and some different things like that. And so I actually today ended almost everything, over 1,000 listings in eBay, and I kept things that I had just listed within like the month or 2. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose to send some of those items to ThredUp. Some of them I'm going to take to like Plato's Closet, a resale place, and some of them I'm going to look at the listings, maybe make sure they have white backgrounds, change the prices, look at sold comps to see if I think they can actually sell, and try to put back up 10 to 20 listings every single day consistently, because I thought maybe some of these older listings are dragging me down, and maybe eBay is seeing that I have a lot of stale items, which is hurting me in the algorithm. I don't know if that's true, but I thought, what if it is? I'm just going to try this and put out new fresh listings every day and see what happens. So I will report back to you, and hopefully I can get my sales way back up on eBay. So the next couple items, this was the week of items that have been sitting forever that finally sold. These two items are Polo Ralph Lauren items that took forever to sell. And I've talked about a little before, what I mainly sold for about 10 years, almost exclusively, was Polo Ralph Lauren, and I made so much money on it. It was absolutely wonderful. And then the market changed and it became oversaturated. And so from my last purchase, I still have some things that are lingering, and they're 3.5 years old. And what I have found out now is going to the department store and buying things on the clearance rack isn't always profitable for me anymore, but some of the vintage items are extremely profitable. And I'm going to put a link down below of an excellent video. Some of you, if you watch Kaylee Elaine, she had the best video about what Ralph Lauren items to look out for. And I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't have said that better myself. She really pinpointed it perfectly. So there are certain items in Ralph Lauren that sell extremely well, but there are a lot that is just oversaturated, and you maybe can get $10 or $15 now, but not a lot. So this is one that I had purchased at Dillard's department store 3.5 years ago. It was a pair of navy blue classic pleated shorts in size 50B. And I paid $9.99 for those, and used to, I could just turn around and flip those for $50, $60. Well, 3.5 years later, I sold it for $43.29. My earnings were $28.30, and my profit was only $18.31. So yay, I'm so happy that they finally sold. And this was another one. And these are in big and tall. Used to, I was like, oh, big and tall is just money. I just see stacks of money when those come in. But this just had a really hard time selling. This one sold for $34.66. My earnings were $25.69. I paid $9.99 at Dillard's, and my profit was only $15.70. But yay, those two have finally sold, and I still have a few more items from that last department store purchase that I had made. So hopefully they will all sell also. Then the next one is a Goodwill find, and it is a Vineyard Vines linen skirt, and it sold for $33.98. My earnings were $25.65. I paid $4.80, and my profit was $20.85. And it took 4 months to sell. So again, I bought off season early, listed it, expecting it to take a few months to sell, but it did finally, and I'm really happy with that profit. Then I have just a few more that I thought I would just go through really quickly, that these are just kind of some of my basics. I try to highlight some of the better items, but it's good to also, I think, see, like, I'm selling a lot of these little items too. So I'll quickly pop this up. I sold another Free People Tony bralette. I've sold a lot of these, and they are so simple. They're already pre-packaged, and so it sold for $23.29. My profit was $13.19. And the next one was the Free People Slow Dance bra in pink. I got a lot of these bras, so multiple quantities, key to making really good money per hour. My profit was $9.88, but you know, if I have 20 of these, earning about $10 profit on 20 of them that are simple is a way that I love to list. Then I sold a Free People mesh triangle bra for $16.49. My profit was $7.32. A pair of Free People boy shorts. I have so many of these, and they just trickle out, and I think I accepted a little bit too low on this pair. They sold for only $7.19, and my profit was only $2.22, so not much. And then another Free People All My Love crop, and I sold it for $11.82. My profit only ended up being $3.05, but again, that's one that had a quantity of quite a few, and so those are pretty simple. So those are my sales for the week. Okay, so now for my totals. I will pop them up all on the side if you would like to have a visual to look at them. I sold a total of 43 items. And I only sold this week on eBay and Poshmark. I neglected everything. I neglected those other platforms, so I did not deserve to sell on those other platforms, but my gross was $1,121.67. I got back $834.12. My cost of goods was $270.47. I had no refunds this week, which I was thrilled about that because that really impacts what percentage that I take home. So thrilled about that. And I did not pay for a VA this week because I figured since I wasn't doing any listing and my time was very limited this week that I didn't need to pay that expense. So my total profit for the week was $563.65. And I will have everything else listed, but on Poshmark, my profit was 51% of my gross sales. So that's getting back up there. I like to have around 55 to 60%, and it had dropped a lot lower than that. But 51%, I am pretty happy with that. And then on eBay, it was just a couple percent lower than that. So it took my total to 50%. So I took home in profit 50% of my gross sales. So I am much better with that than I have been for the last couple of weeks. So that is everything. As always, if there are any questions that you have, please feel free to ask them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope everybody has a great day. Bye.